Before we round, we always need to remind ourselves what place value we're looking at. So whether we're rounding by tens, 100s, or thousands, we have to remember what part of the number is that place value. So as we see, if we look at this number, 3,469, our 3 is in the thousands place. Our 4, just after the comma, is in the hundreds place. Our 6 is in the tens place, and our 9 is in the ones place. Another thing to keep in mind is the strategy of the rounding hill. You've probably heard this in previous grade levels, but 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. So just as you see 5 going down, you would go to the next tens place, or hundreds place, or thousands place. But if you're 4 or less, you're going to go back down, and it stays the same. When rounding to the nearest thousand, the first thing you have to do is find the thousands place. So we'll go through directly in front of the comma. We have 2,000. We have 4,000. In this case, for 3 and 4, it gets a little bit trickier, but notice how our thousands place is still directly in front of that comma, and the same for 38,000, our 8,000 is the thousands place. So now the next thing we have to do is go next door and see what should happen to our number. So I'll go next door to my 3, go next door to my 700, to my 100, and my 400. Now looking at this, I know that 4 or less, let it rest. So that 3 is going to bring me down. So that means I'm going to keep the same 2,000, but that 3 told me to go down. So I'm rounding to 2,000. With number 2, 5 or more, raise the score. So in that case, that's going to change my thousands place from a 4 to a 5. And then again, everything becomes zeros afterward. With number 3, 4 or less, let it rest. Keep my 20,000. My 7,000 stays the same. And each number after becomes a 0. And then finally, with 38,000, 4 or less, let it rest. So you're going to keep your 38, but then this goes down to zeros.